This is the second topic for homework 1 and assignment 1. Adding and subtracting integers. Both this topic and the next topic, multiplying and dividing integers, should be review and part of order of operations, perhaps even more of this, depending on whether you've had more algebra or not. So adding and subtracting integers. Integers, remember, are all the positive numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that we count with, 0, and the negative ones. So first of all, adding integers, if the signs are alike, then we keep the sign and add. If the signs are different, we're really subtracting the absolute values or the plain number parts. So we subtract and keep the sign of the larger. Okay, let's do a couple of examples. 2 plus 5. Don't forget how to do what you've known how to do since first or second grade, because you've learned something new with negative signs. 2 plus 5 is still 7. Negative 2 plus negative 5, they're both negative. We put them together, we're going to get negative 7. Three plus negative 6. This one, the signs are different, so we're going to take the difference between 6 and 3, which is 3, and 6 is larger than 3, so our answer is going to be negative 3, even though negative 6 itself is smaller than 3. If I had a number line, all the numbers to the right are larger than those to the left. So on a number line, which number is larger? 3 is larger. And negative 6 is the smaller of the two. So when I talk about keeping the sign of the larger, I really mean the one that looks larger if you ignore its sign. Okay, so ignoring the sign part is important. In fact, I often think about adding and subtracting these integers. I think about as if I had an elevator. And here is 0, the ground floor. And as I go up floors, so I get in the building and go up floors, or I can go down into the sub-basement. Or you could think of this as temperatures. So if I have, for example, 3 plus negative 5, first, when I come in, here I am coming in, I'm going to do what? I'm going to go up 3, and then I'm going to, plus means also, or and, so then I'm going to go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to end up at negative 2. So you can think about the rules if you'd like to, or you can think about this idea of going up and down. Or if the temperature starts out at 0, goes up 3, and then goes down 5. Okay. Think about a game show. I win $3 and then I lose 5. Now I'm down 2. Okay. So what if I had -7 plus 4? -7 plus 4, so I go down 7, but I only come 4 up, so I'm still down below the 0. -3. Doesn't matter which one is first or second, larger or the smaller, the negative or the positive. Here I have -2 plus 5. So I'm going to go down 2. So when I go down 2, then I'm going to come up 5 beyond where I was. So I now have +3. Okay. Again, these should be review, and there's practice in the book as well as practice for your graded homework. So you need to do as much as you need to do of these. Subtraction, if we want to think about subtraction, we're really just doing addition. So the easiest way to think of subtraction is to change it to an addition of a negative number and keep going. So of course, don't forget what you've always known. 8 minus 3 is still 5, just like always. If I have -2 minus 3, I don't have to think about it exactly, but you could think of there as being an invisible plus sign in here. So that's really the same as -2 plus -3. So you still think of it as going down 2 and then going down 3 more. So where are you? Down at -5. Okay, what if you have -5 and you go down only -2? Again, it doesn't matter which is bigger, which is first. I'm going down 5, and so you can think of there as slipping a little plus sign in there, and I'm going down 2. So you can always slip a plus sign in front of a negative. What you cannot do is slip a negative in. You can only slip in a positive. Okay, what if I had 3 minus 7? Okay, 3 minus 7, you might have been told when you were younger you couldn't do that, so you know you're going backwards. Again, you can slip in a little plus sign. So it's going up 3, and then I'm going to go down 7, so I'm going to go beyond the 0, down into the hole, and get -4. Okay, what if I have two negatives together? 2 minus a -3. Well, when two negatives are together, next to each other, they're going to get together and turn into a plus. So this little guy right here, he's going to do a little flip. He's so happy. And he's going to flip right over. Flip right over. And turn into a plus. So when you have the negatives together, they're going to flip over and become plus. If I have -4 minus -2, what's going to happen to this little plus? He's going to do a little flip. Choop, choop, right into a plus. Now I have a plus problem again. -4 plus 2 is -2. So I can change all of the subtraction problems into addition problems of negatives. Now sometimes textbooks or my math lab would write this problem differently. They might write it in parentheses. But you don't really need those parentheses. The rule for parentheses is you simplify what's inside them first. There's only a single number inside of this parenthesis. It is -5. So it's already simplified, so it can come out. Now I have two negatives together, so the negative's going to flip over on top of that one, and I have 3 plus 5, which is 8. So don't let the fact that sometimes people put in these unnecessary parentheses bother you. If you have several numbers in a row, you can just add and subtract them in a row. Okay, so I'm going to have 2 plus 3. I'm going to do that part first. 2 plus 3 is 5, and then I'm just copying the rest. And you may not write every step. You may do part of this in your head. 5 minus 8. It's like going up 5 and coming down 3. If you'd like, put the little plus sign in. Think of it as 5 plus a -8. So now I'm going to get -3 minus 6. And I'm going to do this part. Again, you can think of putting a little plus sign in there. Think of going down 3 and then going down 6 more. So you've gone down to -9. You can also put these in your calculator. Many calculators have a little button, plus minus, which changes the sign. So if you wanted a -7, you would have to put 7 plus minus, and it would give you -7. And the graphing calculator, if you have one of those, has a little minus for negatives and a big minus for subtractions. So if you wanted to do -7 minus 5, you would actually have to put in the little negative. That's the key. It won't write the parentheses, and the -5 for it to give you the -12. Okay, and for the scientific calculators, some of them now have where you have a little minus sign like this to put in, and some have where you would have to put the 7, change the key, then the -5. So you want to definitely get the idea of how to do these in your head, but you also want to know how to do them in your calculator so that when you do the same thing with larger numbers, you wouldn't want to do those probably in your head. -513 plus 728. You probably want to put that in your calculator and do that. Okay, so definitely make sure you get these integers down before you do a lot of the algebra problems. The algebra problems will be more difficult for you if you don't have the adding and subtracting of the integers down first.